plant haul time, Hoyas, Aroids, and more. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and today's video is a collective haul of all the plants that I've gotten in the past few months, because I haven't showed you many of them. This video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare, which I will talk about a little bit later on in the video. Let's start with two plants that I actually got yesterday at the Bosrand, which is a garden center here in the neighborhood. This is a little plug plant with a lot of roots of an Alocasia Sarian. And I don't know if you guys know this, I actually have a playlist of all the plant tour videos of like the shops. If you like those, you can just watch the playlist and see all of them in one go. But in the older ones, I show you these plants, but huge, and I always really liked them, but they were so big that I never bought one because I didn't have the space for it or the light. Alocasias need a lot of light. And then yesterday I found a little plug plant, so I had to get it. My mom also got one, so we're gonna have a little contest of whose grows better. I'm very, very excited. The leaves are beautiful. They're a little bit like a Frydek, but not velvet. And they are quite big already for a plug plant, actually. See how big the leaf shape is? This is currently in quarantine because when you get new plants in, you always want to isolate them at least for a few weeks to make sure there's no pests. Alocasias are very prone to spider mites, so I have a little baggie of predatory mites in there. If you want to know more about how I treat pests, check out this video, because I always get questions, what are the little baggies? The second one I bought in the same place, actually is a little bit wet now, is this tiny little, it says Syngonium Roxanne, and it is meant for in my terrarium. Syngoniums can get really big very quickly, but I know there are some like dwarf varieties that should work in terrariums. And I also just really like the colors because they are light pink and then a little bit of green on the side sometimes. So that's the two I got yesterday. Then actually this has been a long time in my care, but I've never showed you. I got this as a little gift from a friend. I should show you the Pastazanum as well. You haven't seen that yet either. This is a Monstera Siltepecana, and it's growing very adorably. It's very small still, but I like it that way because I don't have that much space. But the leaves are just adorable, and I really like how it's kind of almost a shingler, so this might go in the terrarium as well. The other plants I'm going to show you around the house because that's a little bit more practical, but we have a few more that I can show you here. Let's take out the little baggie. These are the bags that I use. I get them from Entocare, which I have a collaboration with. I will link them below as well. This is a Syngonium pink spot, red spot. I got this as a tiny plant. It's grown a few new leaves for me. I don't know yet what to think about it. I do really like this one, which just opened a few days ago. It's like half pink and green. I don't necessarily like so much, actually almost all Syngoniums. I really love the yellow variegated one and the white variegated one. The other ones I'm not so into. So this is kind of like a test. It does really match very well with the pot I got recently from Elho, which was a gift, not sponsored, but it was a gift. I'm curious to see how this plant goes and if I will like it more when it matures more, or when it gets bigger. I don't know. Then a few weeks ago, there was a carnivorous plant event at the Botanic Gardens here in Leiden. You may have seen it on Instagram. If not, check out Rogier's profile, Rogier van Vught. I filmed a live video with him. It was like 75 minutes of him talking about the plants and then me asking the live questions that were coming in to him, so you can also hear me. It was a really fun collaboration. And I actually bought a few plants there, several of which were not actually carnivorous plants. I am not necessarily good with carnivorous plants so far, but they are beautiful and I'm interested in them. So the ones that I bought, I know I can keep alive, or Rogier says that I can keep them alive. This is a tiny little baby Pinguliga. I still don't know how to pronounce that. I want to say Pingula, but it's not that. Butterwort. I looked it up. I think it's Penguicula. And it has purple edges. It's the Cyclosecta. I'm testing out my skills with these. The other one that I bought, I don't have in my house yet, and it's actually gonna live outside in the garden all year. It's a beautiful one from Australia with beautiful lines, and I'm excited to try it out, and I'm gonna get it tomorrow because I've been sick. I haven't been to visit the Hortus and to volunteer there for a few weeks, so I'm finally going back. Then also, I bought a Hoya. This is Hoya Finlaysoni. I already have a Finlaysoni, but this one is so much prettier. So I got this. It was 28 euros, which is quite a lot of money, but still, it had a new growth point, which you can see here. There is some new leaves already growing nicely and they look so adorable. And then the leaves, they just have this beautiful, I hope you can see this, beautiful pattern and some splash. It's just magic. Very, very happy with this one. The other ones I'm going to show you on the spot. No, actually, I have two more here that I haven't showed you either. So these can go together. These two are two variegated monsteras that I got as a please save these plants because they're very sad. They were chopped back a lot, but since then they have grown quite well. This one has been a little bit more slow. This is the first new leaf that's coming out. It's beautiful. I hope you can see the nice white. And then there's another growth point here that I think is not going to continue growing. So this just opened its first leaf. The other one was a little bit quicker, maybe because it only had one growth point, or maybe because it came with two leaves. These ones were already on there. It opened this leaf a while back, and it's now about to open this one with actually its first fenestration. Yeah. So these have been doing really well. Very adorable little plants, and I'm happy to rescue them. They would have been thrown away. So I'm really glad that they know that I would like to rescue plants like this. Same with that, I'm gonna have my hands full. Same with this one. That was also just a very small cutting that they weren't gonna keep or be able to sell. So thank you so much for trusting me to rescue these babies and make them happy again, because throwing away plants, even if they look super sad, I think is just sad. They can still become something. Some people cannot afford plants like this, but I know a lot of people would love to own one and maybe don't own a variegated monstera, for example, yet. So I always try and be mindful with, even if plants or plant material looks sad, to do something with it so that someone gets happy from it. So I'm gonna grow these out, make maybe a nice video about it, and then we'll see. Mwah, you're beautiful. Before I take you to view the other plants that I have to show you today, I want to take a quick moment to talk about our sponsor, because Skillshare is an amazing online learning platform for creative people. It has so many different topics to learn things about, so it doesn't have to be just, if you think about creativity, painting or drawing or something. They have classes about yoga, about becoming more confident, about editing videos, about making better Instagram pictures. So there is something for everyone. I personally have been interested in editing and how I can make these videos a little bit better or more engaging for you guys. I'm very inspired by Yes Theory, which is a huge YouTube channel who have amazing topics. And one of their editors, Tommy, actually has a class on there, which is called Storytelling Through Film, How to Create Engaging Videos for YouTube. Their channel is so successful that I'm really excited to learn directly from them. And maybe you can too. If you ever have advice for me, by the way, always leave it down below on topics that you want to see. Anyway, Skillshare is specifically curated for learning. There are so many classes, there are no ads because it's a premium membership. And the first 1,000 people of you who click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial period rather than just 2 weeks. So you can explore and see if it works for you. I love it. Thank you so much, Skillshare. Now let's get back to the video. Over here we have 2 new plants. These ones I actually grew from cutting, so I have had them for a while. And they have this beautiful variegation. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it's pink variegated and it's a stable variegation, so it doesn't go away. Here it's a little bit brighter pink maybe. I forgot the name of this plant, but I will show you in the title, of course. And then next to it is my little pastazanum baby that I talked about before. This is the latest leaf that came out. Previous one was this one, so it's starting to look better and better. And here you can see the new growth point. This came to me with a little bit of spider mites, or at least it had spider mites before it came to me. So I have some extra baggies in there to make sure it's okay. But it's getting nice and pillowy. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of damage here, but that was because it got stuck coming out. Excited to see this get bigger with every new leaf. All the other plants that I have to show you are actually in my terrarium. If you haven't seen this yet, I bought a huge terrarium and we're fixing it up. We're gonna make a cool background, and this is gonna be an actual planted terrarium. But for now, I just use it like this because I'm still waiting on some materials. But let's look at the plants that I got in. First, I'll show you this one. This is a something Thailandicum, metallicum, Thailandicum, something. It's a fern. It's got a beautiful blue shine. Can you see it? I got this at the carnivorous plant sale as well. And actually I learned a trick. Hold on. So the trick is, if you spray the plant, it gets much more blue. Can you see how cool that is? This is gonna be a cool plant to have in the terrarium. I'll spray the rest a little bit as well. The next ones I want to show you are actually also here. I have this, basically I put them all together because I don't really know what's what yet. But I got all of these cuttings from someone on Instagram, Brandy, thank you so much. And they are all terrarium plants. And I don't know much about them yet. You can see they're already starting to grow. Here's a new thingy. This is a beautiful purple one that's growing quite well as well. And they're all shinglers. Apparently they're gonna shingle across the background, hopefully, of the terrarium. There's a little Margravia here as well that is adorable, shingling around the soil for now. And some tiny leaves that actually have fallen off. I feel like this may have gotten too much light or too dry. So I'm gonna have to focus a little bit more on these. The other part of her package is this, which is also very cool. This is a Selaginella, so like a moss fern. I don't know exactly what they are again, I always forget. This looks like some kind of shingler, maybe a Monstera, or maybe, I forgot what she said. Could also be Rhaphidophora. I totally skipped it while filming, but this thing on the left here is actually a little fern as well. And then we have this one, which is growing, so that's good. It's alive. Whoop! This is very dangerous what I'm doing here, balancing it on the little edge. This one also starting to grow. And my friend has sent me an overview of what they all are. I just haven't put the labels on them yet. And this is a little bulbophyllum orchid that lives on a little piece of cork. So overall, a lot of different plants to work with to start to fill up the background once it's not just a glass wall. By the way, check out Queen Kilio's new leaf. It's still floppy. It's looking beautiful. Very excited. I keep showing this in every video because it's so beautiful. But we have 3 little plants here that I got from my friend Kat, who also has a YouTube channel. Her name on Instagram and YouTube is Adansonia. This is a little Magnificum hybrid that she sent me. Super adorable. And I think it's making a new leaf. See how it needs more humidity? It's a little bit stuck there. Even though I keep the terrarium currently at 90% humidity, I guess mist is different for them than literal spray on them. So interesting. The other 2 are here for my Aroid lovers. This is, hold on, I'm gonna get it out. This is a Soderoy. And it's got a lot of silver. It's very beautiful. It's a little 1-node cutting that she rooted in water already. It's got a little growth point, and I just kept it in water for now because I've had a lot of plant overwhelm and I don't want to ruin the plants. So I just put them back in water to hopefully have them survive until I have some more energy to take care of them. The other one is a Glorious. This has got a lot more roots and already opened a tiny little leaf here. This one came out while it was on the way, so that looks sad, but then the next one is unfurling right now. Glorious is a hybrid of, oh, I don't remember correctly, but Gloriosum, I think, and Melanochrysum, if I say that correctly. So I'm very excited to see how this grows. She has told me before that the hybrids are much easier to grow than some of the originals, so I hope this will do well. I just realized there's one more I haven't showed you. This is my Splendid. So this is a hybrid of Verrucosum and Melanochrysum, I think. This one actually is so stunning. I got this from my friend Micah Plants, and it came as a node. So I just got a little stick, rooted that in moss, and then moved it to soil. It grew out 3 leaves already, so it's been quite fast. You can see a lot of bugs on there because I use predatory mites, as you know, to treat possible pests. And this latest one just came out beautifully in the middle. It's hard to show you. Yeah, this is better to show you the velvet of this. Such a stunning plant. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Maaike. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and maybe join my Patreon or YouTube membership. And I will see you again very soon. Bye, friends. I guess we're gonna have bloopers. I just realized this makes a lot of noise, so I'm taking these off and starting over. Because that is very annoying. Okay, this video is kindly sponsored by... This video is kindly sponsored by... Skillshare. This video is kindly sponsored by... Come on! It's a very, very small... Well, it's not a very small pot, but it was a very small plant. A butterwort. A pingulica something. Pingulica? I still don't know.